them food as well. From everything that I read, that if you'll keep, I know that they're probably not feeling very well, they're nauseated and stuff, but it will help normalize the stomach quicker if they're continually getting stuff in. Or it will normalize their intestinal tract. So, would you agree with that? Okay. Alrighty. Any questions on that? Alrighty. Well, let's talk about prevention. Alright, I am going to start. Yes.
How much should you feed them at a time? Like, let's say they were throwing up and then you were trying after that to
Okay. On the how to treat on the back, it talks about a little bit about the vomiting. If they're vomiting things up, every time you give them something to keep those things coming back. So you may want to wait 2 minutes after they throw up and just give them a teaspoon at a time, just a little bit of. I don't know in their condition that you could probably give them too much. Can you?
anything you can do.
Just try and get it down. I think the hardest one is going to be children and babies. So we just gotta make it taste good and just try and get it down there as much as you can. And don't, like I said, as soon as you start seeing diarrhea, and this goes for the flu too, anything that you're experiencing now. As soon as that starts happening, you know that you need to start taking fluids. Alrighty. Okay, as we go through the rest and talk about the next things, I decided what order, and I decided I wanted to start with the things that I feel are most critical to help keep us illness-free. And so the number one thing is washing hands, and that seems like a given, but everything that I read on the internet when it was talking about preventing disease is wash hands, wash hands, wash hands, wash hands. And so it's easy for us as adults, but we really need to teach our children. I sat all my children down today, and I went through a bunch of this stuff. I said, you know what, I need to teach you this and help them understand what the problems are. You need to do that with the children and help them understand how important it is.
Because last weekend, I believe, there were a couple of physicians who were available for a call-in program, and it was reported in the newspaper, and they were saying the exact same thing. They were describing RSV and some of the other wintertime illnesses for children, and they said the most simple solution was washing hands.
Washing hands. You know how quickly, when one child gets sick, how it just boom, 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 all the way down until everybody's sick. But if we can teach our children and we can practice ourselves better hand washing techniques, make sure that we're washing thoroughly, making sure that we're washing at the right times. Obviously, after we go to the bathroom, before we prepare food, before we eat, anytime after we change a diaper, after we have been helping somebody who's ill, anytime we touch anything that could possibly be contaminated, we want to wash our hands. If we're in a situation where we don't have our sinks with running water and that, you want to set up hand washing stations near wherever you're going to the bathroom, and also in your food area where people are going to be eating and preparing food, so that it's convenient and easy, and they will be willing to do it because it's not a big effort to do it. So most important thing is wash your hands. Okay, the next most important thing is disposing of our waste. So we're going to start with talking about going to the bathroom, because cholera, dysentery, all these things, a lot of it starts because of bacteria and protozoa and different things that come from human feces. So we need to make sure that our water sources are not contaminated. So as we begin to talk about this, here's what I need you to understand. Well, let me back up. We have to think about short-term and we have to think about long-term. And so I'm going to kind of talk about both. If we had an earthquake, most likely our needs would be very short-term, because I think the cities and the county and the state are going to try and get us online as quickly as possible if there's a break in some lines and they need to fix those kinds of things. If they need to bring in dumpsters, or they need to provide porta potties or something, so that we have a place to take care of those things. We're lucky where we live that we have those opportunities. But there are some things that could happen that could cause us to be in a long-term situation, and we need to know how to deal with those things as well. Alrighty. Okay. Let's talk about going to the bathroom. We'll talk about getting rid of it first. Alrighty. for a short-term situation, you will need to come up with a different thing besides your normal potty that you can flush to go to the bathroom in. So there's a couple of different solutions that you can do. The first one would be just to convert your home toilet into a temporary toilet. And what you would do is you would clean your toilet bowl. You'd put a plastic bag, or I'd put just a plastic bag in just to keep there. And then I would put another plastic bag in there to hold the waste. Alrighty. And then you would just go to the bathroom in there when it's about half to a third full. You would want to empty it. You don't want to just pick the bag up and carry it outside. You would want to put it in a box or some type of container to carry it, just because you want to avoid any kind of breakage or anything. You would want to use heavy-duty kitchen, or just heavy-duty garbage bags, not your wide kitchen garbage bags that you get. And I'll tell you why I know that. Yes?
I would think that a bucket would be better than a box.
A bucket probably would be good. Yeah, just something that's going to help support that.
Yes.
Yeah, it would be really good. Okay, my
So
mom
you said 1/3 to 1/2?
one-third to one-half. You don't want to wait till it's all the way full. It'll just get way too heavy, and then you're going to have more problems trying to carry it out. So. All right, my mom and my sister and I, we went camping, and we were somewhere where there wasn't toilets, and so we set up our little porta potty tent, and we had 2 toilets in there. We had one for peeing in and one for the other, because we had to get rid of it, and we just thought it would be easier. None of us had any kind of urinary tract infection or anything. We just wanted to pour that out somewhere and then take care of the other. So anyway, my mom went to pick up the bag that just had the urine in it, and she picked it up and it broke open. And we just had a kitchen garbage bag, a white one. And so we learned really quickly right there we would never do that again. So if you're going to use the kitchen bags, they're nice because they're a little bit smaller, but I would double or triple them up. Either that or use the heavier duty ones. I would probably double them up anyway just because I wouldn't even want to have the risk. So use heavy duty bags. Alrighty, so you would put that in there, and then every time you go to the bathroom, you would want to, you need to treat it for smell and to help break it down. And there's a couple of different options that you can use. One of them is that you can get just some RV toilet chemical, put that in with a little bit of water, and you could use that. It comes in liquids.
Smell or biodegradable?
Is this biodegradable?
Which one are you doing, smell or?
This breaks it down and it helps with the smell both. Okay. And this is biodegradable. There's some in powder. I think the kind that you have it separate, or is it just with the kids?
What comes in the bags, those double duty bags, is a substance that kind of breaks it down, but it gels it up. The bio glue that's also in those bags helps the smell.
Okay.
So the kids contain both.
Alrighty. Okay, so you can use this. Probably the cheapest thing you can do is just get a bucket of dirt next to the toilet. And every time you go, just put some dirt. You could put sand. You could put kitty litter, just anything to cover it up. You could go to Home Depot in the brick department and get some lime and get some borax. And then every time just do a tablespoon of lime and a tablespoon of borax. That will help break it down and help with the smell. There's lots of different options. I'm just giving you a whole bunch of different things that you could do. You can go to a janitorial store, and this just will absorb. It's lemon smell. This is an instant absorber in a powder, and it is supposed to be used for spills, to gel it all up and make it easier to clean up for janitorial purposes. Okay.
Isn't that the one that's good for roll up or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you
Exactly.
use baking soda?
You could. Just anything you could put over it to help cover it up.
This one makes it almost into like rubbery.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've seen
Is
it
any of this
work.
stuff available for the sale?
Yeah, we'll go through that at the end. We'll tell you. I'll tell you all those things.
Okay.
Or I'll have to negotiate one with the other. All righty. What else is there? Let me see. Okay. All right, just these. Okay, another option is you can get these. These we will have available. They're not going to be in the box. They're going to be a bag because they fit into these better. But these are called double duty. There's some other brands that are out there. But what you